afternoon, respectable teachers. I'm really honored to be here after 27 years because this is my first visit here to Calicut. Local, people from Kerala visited institution number of times, but for me it is the first time I'm coming here after passing out. Well, not only for our batch, across the batches I have seen one thing that, there is a bonding which is like family kind of bonding, irrespective to whichever batch we go, wherever we go for reunion. For example, I am in Delhi, wherever we have been meeting the alumni there across the batches, maybe as old as like kind of 78 or 84 past batch. They all treat us like a family. So REC life had two dimensions. One was that cultural, which was knitting us kind of a family. And second one was in terms of learning. If I compare the learning at REC, Calicut, and with some other institutions, there was a hell lot of difference. Here, teachers were really taking pain in explaining the concepts and relating it with real life examples. I still remember hoop stress explained by Professor KBM Nambudripad sir, and I have not forgotten that concept yet, and I'm sure that nobody would have forgotten it. Similarly, teachers were also going beyond academics, giving us the exposure of other areas. For example, Dr. Madhusudan Pillai taking us to ergonomics, which was not the part of production engineering, but he took us to that lab and gave us the exposure. So these are the two aspects of REC life which are making us different if we deeply analyze it. One is cultural aspect, another aspect was the learning aspect. I am really impressed with the vision of NIT Calicut as explained by Sati ma'am. With regard to that, my humble suggestion is that if you want to take this institution to go to another trajectory, then we have, of course, have been producing excellent technocrats. Some of are from our batch also. NIT Calicut has produced very good technocrats. But you really need to build or rather groom the leadership attributes from the beginning. For that, I have a few suggestions to make, and I request the teachers of MED and School of Management, I'm not sure if Suresh Babu sir is there, to take a note of this. First one is decision engineering. Only 3-4 universities in the world are doing some research in this area. Why? I tell you why this is very important. At enterprise level, if you go, decision making is made at the multiple levels. And for its effectiveness, it is very important that all those levels are duly aligned. For that, there is a need to evolve the framework. Decision tree kind of thing may be effective only for computational and computing purpose only, but not in that effective in the real world. So decision engineering is one of the areas where NIT Calicut would like to venture into through academics or non-academics, through entrepreneurship development cell, or maybe through club, etc. kind of activities. But yes, it must be, students must be given the exposure at least in this area. Because by the time with 10-year experience, they get the exposure of decision-making process and all, it makes them a bit late, actually. Second thing is that, make them to deal with uncertainty, because uncertainty is the order of the day in this world. So vulnerability, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity, dealing with them is very important. What we see with the youngsters, new batches coming to the corporate world, we feel that people are very good technically, but they are very poor in dealing with these aspects. They do face challenges and then they do struggle, which is not good. So VUCA is another thing that where institution would like to look into that. Third thing is that, there are technologies, but then there are the changing market needs. I have seen many experienced professionals also don't have any exposure of PEST, which is of course a management concept, but PEST analysis should be given the exposure. Students should be given the exposure so that they do understand the market dynamics emerging areas, emerging market need, and they can align with that. So these are the 3 suggestions I have to make. They can be addressed academically or non-academically, but yes, students must be given the exposure to that. Of course, as a brand ambassador, alumni are there to promote an IT brand. We will support, we are committed to this institution, we will do whatever is needed and whatever is possible for us. But the only thing is that my submission is that students also need some kind of support. Not students, I mean alumni need some kind of support at times in terms of, duplicate copy of transfer certificate or maybe mark sheet or maybe degree. So my humble submission is that kindly look, NITC administration should look into those aspects, kindly do away the need of unnecessary documentation like affidavit and press, notice in the media and print media particularly, and kindly automate it. If any, alumni support is needed in that direction, we are here to support you technically or financially, whichever way it is needed, we are there. You can take the example of Calicut University. They have made this process very simple and automated. So with this, I would like to conclude. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Anurag. Hope he didn't had some difficulty in getting some certificates or something like that. Okay, with IMS everything will get solved, Anurag.